This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hey everybody, this is Chase from Barrel Age Flicks. Go ahead and check out our Patreon for raw, uncut footage and early access to all of our episodes. The link is in the description, and it's only $5 a month. Thanks for listening.
That's not my ringtone.
You have one new message.
That's your voice. That's you. Dying.
Ever since that bizarre phone call, I keep seeing things.
Leanne got a phone call, and so did Shelley, right before they died.
The girl's right. There's got to be some kind of connection here.
It's like you get a voicemail,
Call came in 2 nights ago.
you hear your death,
They get in your head, Beth.
and then you die.
Look, these things work here. They get in your head, Beth.
I'm gonna be next. I'll keep you safe. Any dead people call, we're not home.
This girl needs protection.
Everybody seems to be linked together somehow. We could trace it back to the source and find out who started this.
Welcome to Barrel Age Flicks. This is Ron. Somebody punish me, please. And in the show we have... Hey, this is Stu. Get in my jelly belly. Also including...
Hey, this is Ragnar.
Vagina Tata! And finally... Fuck you, Chase!
Yeah, fuck me. All right, hey everybody.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to BAF. Hello.
Tits and
We're doing a great, wonderful piece of film right here.
This is incredible cinema right here.
One missed call.
You have a completely wrong definition.
Yeah, I know. No,
This is
I was
cinema.
lying.
Yes, it is. It is
This
cinema.
We're
is
supposed to
cinema.
be
It is. It is
reviewing
cinema.
movies, not just good ones, all right?
No, you're right.
That-
This is cinema.
That is true. Well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and do the drink first. So actually, Chase, why don't you go ahead and tell us what we're drinking tonight?
So this is a modified one. It's called The Last Word. It is a Japanese-based cocktail using yuzu juice, which is very hard to find. Thank God I was actually able to get it.
Where'd you
What
find
the
it?
fuck is yuzu?
What is it?
It is a fruit from Japan that is illegal to import.
Okay. So where'd you find the drink?
Online.
You found the drink online.
Oh, you ordered online? Okay, I didn't know if you got it like ABC or something.
Yeah,
like that.
no, I got the yuzu from online. Got maraschino liqueur, yuzu, gin, and I used Midori, as it can be a substitute for chartreuse for this.
Okay.
Interesting.
But normally it is with chartreuse, and it's equal parts served of all 4 of those, and it optionally can be served with a brandied cherry, which I thought was going to be great, but I couldn't find one because it would be like the little red jawbreaker.
Yeah.
I thought that'd been neat, but I
Yeah.
couldn't find them in time.
That would have
I've-
worked perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
candy.
this is a Japanese-based movie,
Very green.
and now this is a Japanese-based cocktail. So
Oh, Godzilla!
holy shit! All right, so cheers.
Yes.
Smells pretty good, actually. Cheers.
Hopefully, it is delicious because I have not tried it.
Smells good.
Yeah, I know. It smells good. That is weird.
Oh,
I was
that's
expecting
lovely.
a fruity taste, and that's not a fruity taste at all.
Very subtle sweetness.
Ooh.
I was thinking this is going to be like knock your socks off sweet.
No,
this
it's
ain't
a
little
very
sweet, a little
subtle
bitter.
sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like
the taste,
it looks like you were saying earlier. It looks like it's fucking radioactive, like
Yeah.
a straight up glow stick in here.
but what I love about it is that it doesn't taste like any of the other fruity drinks we've had. This is something completely
No,
different.
this is its own beast.
This is. Yeah. I'm gonna say a 2. This is not bad actually. I'm very shocked.
Very good drink for a very mediocre film.
Sorry, let me keep this on theme. Yatta!
This is not bad. This is different. I'm just curious. Have you looked up what the fruit looks like? Is it like an apple kind of pear? It's a citrus.
It's a citrus, yeah.
All right,
I'll give it a 2.
that's good.
I'll give it a 2. It's very
It's mellower than
Unique.
you expect
yes.
because it's a very strong scent. Lovely
But,
scent.
yes, exactly. A very pleasant scent.
Yeah.
So it looks sort of like a lemon.
That's
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's,
Okay.
It's a tumor-esque.
Tumor.
lemon.
Not a tumor.
It's not a.
It
fucking
looks like a
tumor.
lemon that's riddled with tumors.
Yes.
Okay, nifty.
Nice.
It's a burled lemon.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give that
It's
a
a
2.
twofer.
Doesn't have that much of a like sourness to it all, but it's
I was-
definitely got like.
No, it's got a little bit of fucking bitter,
But it's got a
Little
very.
bit, yeah.
but I think that balances out with the sweetness.
It
Yes.
does.
It
So
kind of reminds me of Midori Sour.
yeah,
Yes.
I could see that.
Yeah. I'm actually extremely impressed. Like I'm really impressed.
Except
Good job.
That
I'm very pleased.
Yakuza fruit.
Ragnar, what do you give it?
I said a 2.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I apologize. So, Chase, you give it a 2 also?
Yeah, that's a 2.
Wow. I was not
It's an
expecting
8.
that. Really good. Really good job.
Good job.
Why, thank you. I'm
Good
very
job.
pleased that I found this.
No,
Much better than the horse shit that Ron brings.
You're welcome.
Hey, you know what? I've made pretty bad drinks, but I've had a couple.
You have.
a couple
You
good
have.
ones, but lately
With
they've
how
been.
few those are, it's so shocking when they
Yes.
pop up.
But
Yes.
yeah, no, honestly, I was fucking racking my brain. I spent like 4.5 hours trying to find a drink for this.
I was really curious what the fuck you were going
So-
I thought you were going to be looking up a drink that's called the cell phone or
No,
something like that.
I was trying to find a sake that would be
I've had
named
sake.
after
Sake's good.
a Yorai ghost. Like a
How come we haven't had sake on the show?
we'll get there. Trust me, I
I'm
got
sure that's going to happen. I'm sure we're going to Kill Bill.
Oh, okay. Have you been to Sushi Cola?
Yes.
All right. So Sushi Cola, they have a $10 bottle of sake, the sparkling flower. It's a hot pink Barbie fucking drink, but bitch, that is delicious. Highly recommend.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
we before we get into little facts here, me and Chase both have to roll a spin of the wheel.
Yeah.
Do a spin of the wheel.
Yeah.
Because we were recording some bits for a for a show that we're doing in the future, and basically it was
No, it's not basically. Your fucking phone went off and your headphones were blaring.
Yeah, no, but you know what?
I fucked it up.
Came
I'm
clean,
sorry.
and I even remembered instead of you having to remind me. So I'll go ahead and spin the wheel first.
Now, what do you mean by his headphones were blaring?
Like you could hear
You
it,
could hear
like, while we
these?
record.
No, it's
Oh.
personal headphones.
Okay. I was going to say, I mean,
No, not these.
that ain't fucking worth it.
Well, see, the thing is, he had been like turning on individual mics and recording lines, and he didn't turn mine off when I thought he had.
No,
No?
yours was off.
Oh, damn! I'm just deaf. Got
Yeah.
it. Bet.
Barrel of punishment. All right, here you go.
Very nice.
Great success.
And pull out.
Never.
Karura.
Kawawa.
It's an easy drink. You got grab something
Grab
yummy.
something yummy.
You lucky fuck.
Very nice. You both got
Already got
something
something
good.
good. The clue's not bad. I'm fine with clue. Yeah. All right, so before we get it, let's go ahead and get into it. So the movie One Missed Call released January 4th, 2008, which 2008 was a bad year for movies from what I remember. There wasn't that many good movies that came out that year because there was a strike, remember?
But the fuck?
Sound like a big fart.
That was a unique sound.
That was wild.
That's very telescopic.
No, there was another strike in
Yeah,
2008.
that was, they had a writer's strike. But
Was
the
it-
strike wouldn't have affected films that came out in 2008. Those would have affected films
2009.
that were being shot or getting ready to be shot. So before they entered production or were during production.
All I remember is I remember listening to a radio show and saying 2008 was a weak year, and I remember somebody saying something about the strike, so that's why I was going back to that. But maybe you're right, it might be for 2009.
Now TV shows, 2008 fucking garbage.
Yeah,
because that's a much shorter prep window. For TV shows than they are for films.
Well, it was directed by Eric Vallee, and other movies to his name, which I've never heard of. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. The Prey, which is not the Predator movie. Super Hybrid, 1,000 Cuts, Crossing Lines, which is a TV show. Have you ever heard of that one? Mainly some other TV shows here and there. This movie had a $20 million budget. It made about $26 million domestic, and it made worldwide $44 million. So it actually made a decent amount of money for a horror movie.
It made its money.
Yeah. The cast in this movie are Edward Burns, which I've seen him in parts here and there. I remember his role in Saving Private Ryan. I loved his role in Saving Private Ryan. Shannon Sozman, so I've seen her in a lot of movies, 40 Days, 40 Nights, and some, I think she was in Rules of Attraction and stuff like that. Ray Wise. You know who Ray Wise is? Swamp Thing. The original Swamp Thing. He was also in RoboCop, and he's also the fucking creepy father from Twin Peaks.
Yep.
Then you got Anna Claudia, Azira Sky, Johnny Lewis, Margaret Cho, Ihona Griffiths, and Megan Good. Other movies to come out around
Margaret
this.
Cho was in this?
She was the cop.
That was her?
Yeah,
that was her.
That was her.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And she's
I knew her fucking face. I couldn't picture her goddamn name, though.
The only Asian person in this Japanese-based film was Korean.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's close enough.
So I love Ray Wise.
No, I do too. I loved him in I loved him in Twin Peaks. I thought he played a great creepy character, but the fact that I just watched Swamp Thing just recently, I forgot that he was in that.
He was in a TV show that was funny as hell.
He's in a lot of shit.
Yeah, no. Reaper, where he played the devil.
I've heard of that one. Yeah. Other movies to come out at this time: Rambo, 2008, the comeback of Rambo. Meet the Spartans, which we just talked about recently. Be Kind, Rewind, 27 Dresses.
Disaster movie.
Cloverfield, another disaster movie. In the Name of the King, which I believe is, I think it's got, what's his name? Name
of the King.
The British actor.
Was that Charlie Hunnam?
No.
Was that one?
Might have been him. No, I thought it was Jason Statham.
Jason Statham.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Statham. Blonde and Blonder and The Eye, which was
The Eye was good.
I remember the
I've
Eye.
never seen The Eye.
Oh, that's actually that's all right.
So that was the movies that come out around this time. So
The Eye is actually also based on
2008. I'm sorry.
The Eye is also a Japanese movie reincarnated on an American film.
Well, there was a huge craze with that because you had The Grudge, you had The
Grudge,
Ring.
The Eye, Gothica. No, not Gothica. Dark Water.
Okay, I was there.
And One Missed Call. They were all kind of in the same group.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and take our break. So we will be right back.
Bev's Video Kingdom. Because the movies won't talk about themselves. So Andy crawls through this river of shit. He comes out, visits a dozen banks, and no one's like, I'm a little concerned about the guy in the suit.
Right.
It smells like shit.
You mean the guy that literally washed himself in a river full of shit and is supposed to smell good?
Dude, that's completely the Mallrats stink palm, which takes like 3 or 4 days to wash off.
Oh, last time I scratched my ass, it smelled like Bigfoot's dick for a week.
Bev's Video Kingdom. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Wait.
Penis!
All right.
All right, let me take this punishment shot real quick.
It's not really a fucking punishment. What is that fucking squeakies?
That's him.
I'm not doing anything.
There you are. It's your cord rubbing on the spring on the back of the XLR.
Man.
Way to fucking go.
It's very distracting.
Dude, just hang it over the other side of the mic. Okay.
No, I just did that. I did that earlier, and that's better.
So you make a lot more noise to prevent the noise.
Yeah.
It's very distracting.
You guys suck.
No, you suck.
We
sir.
just want you to be better. That's all we want. We just want you to be better.
Fat fucking chance.
Oh, man. Glue is good straight. That's really good.
Versus gay.
Creepy.
All right. So, why did you pick this wonderful movie?
Gay!
Honestly, I just remembered it being one of the movies I saw in theaters with a bunch of friends.
In high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old were you when you saw this?
I don't remember. I was in.
You said you were in 10th grade or something like that?
I think I was in 10th grade.
What? 14, maybe
10th grade, I think it's
15,
like 16, 17.
Something like that. It must have been 14.
16, 7. No.
No, because I graduated early.
10th grade, 16.
All right. Not everybody failed multiple grades like you.
No, I graduated early.
Freshman's
so
18 years old.
probably 14, 13 or 14.
5th grade. Already got a full beard.
Yeah.
But you
13? No.
No, I graduated early.
So did you even focus on the movie when you watched it because you were with your bunch of friends?
Yeah.
And did you like it then?
I thought it was mediocre, but there was a single jump scare that actually got me, and that is probably the only jump scare that got me
What jump
in
scare?
the last
I don't
20
remember
years.
jump scare.
See, that's the thing. I rewatched it, and I couldn't figure out where the fuck it was.
I'm betting it was.
Was it
I
in the
think it
where
was the
Mama
fucking,
wakes up?
No, I think it was the fucking doll holding the phone,
Oh, okay.
and I just wasn't expecting it to move.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this.
Okay.
That was really the only. I'm going to go ahead and just confess. That was the only thing I liked about the movie. The makeup effects on the fucking.
Yeah, no,
mom.
they did a great job.
I thought that was pretty.
In the
legit.
Japanese version, they're fucking incredible.
Oh, is it really better?
Dude.
So here's my question.
So who watched the Japanese version?
I saw the Japanese version years ago.
Okay.
So I have vague.
Are you a foreign
recollection.
film snob too?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I always appreciate watching like source material that
Okay.
eventually.
I'm not a foreign film guy. Have you seen Night or Day Watch?
No.
Night Watch and Day Watch, vampires.
Day Watch, I feel like yes. Night Watch, I do not remember.
Okay.
Wasn't that?
Did you see the original girl with the dragon tattoo?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So much better than the English version.
It is. It's different.
Okay, I've seen.
Okay, just because you had to read doesn't mean it was worse.
No, I don't mind
I'm just
subtitles.
fucking with you, man.
No, I will say this flat out. No, the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the original actress, and the movies, they're actually really good. It's a good series. But the David Fincher remake, I thought was very, very well done. I thought that was.
It was well done, but it just doesn't hit the same.
I kind of have to disagree. I really thought Daniel Craig pulled it off as the other character, and I thought that it worked out pretty.
Again, I'm not saying they did a bad job.
No, and I don't think they're bad movies.
The
either.
original with the original, it was Norwegian, wasn't it?
Swedish.
Girl with Dragon
Swedish?
Tattoo?
Swedish.
Yeah. The original, it set the bar so fucking high.
Oh,
it
it
was,
did, yeah.
It was
The same way, Old Boy. All right, Old Boy, the
Okay.
original fucking
And then the Josh
version of
Brolin
Old
one.
Boy,
Yeah.
was fucking amazing. The Josh Brolin one was okay.
Yeah.
I interrupted you, by the way. So if you want to ask your question, my apologies.
Why this one and not the original one?
because this is the one that I had actually seen, and I knew about the original Japanese version, but I hadn't had a chance to watch it before.
How long ago? So did you watch the Japanese version for this review, or did
Yep.
you actually watch it in the past?
I watched it last night.
Okay. And you found it a lot better?
It
Crystal even looked over, so she's even got an opinion.
I think it gave, I don't know. So the Japanese had more promise, had better individual details of the plot.
Yeah.
It was very, very close to the original versus remake. But the ending was absolute shite.
Right.
Well, so is this one.
Oh, dude.
No, the ending of this one, I will say,
It at least tied it up.
yes, and it tied it up in a generally unexpected way. All right, making it the daughter, not the mom, that caused all this shit.
Well, no, I'm talking about like the end, the very ending.
The ending,
not the end sequence.
Okay.
No, the end.
Was
the
it-
end.
was
the ending scene in the American version at least ties it up.
So the Japanese version, it doesn't tie up?
So the Japanese analog for Eric, the detective.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. In the Japanese version, he is on his way to save Yumi, who is the main character. He doesn't get there in time.
Right.
Yumi has already been dispatched by little girl. He shows up, opens, walks to the door, but Yumi is sitting on the couch like, "Oh, what's wrong?" "Oh no, I'm okay. That's no problem. Everything's fine." And she goes to hug him, and then he's like, "Oh, why do I feel a stabbing sensation?" "Oh, it's because there's a fucking butcher knife in my liver."
Yeah.
And then he loses consciousness, and he comes back to consciousness, ? In a hospital bed, and Yumi is standing there next to him. The reason Yumi stabbed him was because it wasn't actually Yumi. It was the ghost portraying herself as Yumi, holding the knife. As he was losing consciousness, he saw that in the mirror. When he comes back to in the hospital bed, it's Yumi. And she walks around, and when she turns around, you see that she still has the knife in her hand. And then she bends down and kisses him and plops a jawbreaker into his mouth. And he just starts sucking on the jawbreaker, laying down. She doesn't stab him again, but she's holding the knife. And then she starts smiling. So, is it actually
that's
Yumi?
really weird.
Is it just the ghost little girl that, because...
I'm pretty sure there was a sequel.
There's 3 of them.
There are 2 sequels, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There's 3 of them altogether.
It left it very open-ended. Like, you don't know if he's in limbo with Nikuzama. I don't know. I forget her name. You don't know if he's in limbo with her because he was kind as he was dying. Like, as he's dying, you see it cut to a sequence where he, like, instead of you seeing her dying of the asthma attack, he cradles her and gives her an inhaler and saves her, like, in a gesture of kindness kind of thing. So you and then he wakes up in the hospital. It's like, did he actually die? Is he in limbo? Is he actually at the hospital and Yumi is being portrayed by the ghost again and she's just there so that she can fuck him up one more time? Like, what the hell is going on? It's very strange.
Interesting.
It sounds it.
I got questions about the remake though. I got a little bit of questions here, but first of all, the mother.
Yes.
That was all burned up.
Mm-hmm.
Was she a ghost or was she alive?
Ghost.
So that was a ghost.
Yeah.
That's the way I took it.
Because I looked at things online saying she was actually alive and actually she's waiting there and then dies on top of her.
She was dead because she had been there for 6 months. Yeah, that body had been there for 6 months.
See, and they never gave you a time of how long ago the fucking fire happened.
Yes, they did.
It did?
Yes, they did.
Oh, it did? Okay,
Yeah.
then I missed that.
Yeah, it's been 6 months since the fire. She hasn't said a word.
Okay.
Was it March? It's either March or May.
Something like that.
Somehow I missed
But
that.
yeah, that body had been there for 6 months, unable to move except for by way of the spirit still attached.
Well, I will say that was probably the only part of the movie that I thought was actually good and creepy when it comes to the makeup, because
No, they did a
I've
good
always
job
had a
with
thing,
that.
and I'll go ahead and say it, Stu knows about it. I've always had a thing for burn victims being hard for me to look at.
Yeah.
And that, when I saw it, I was like, that looks pretty real. That's pretty damn good. That's the only thing I thought was positive about the movie was those fucking makeup effects were great.
No, they
that looked
very
exactly like a
impressive.
burn victim.
See, I think it's a good idea. It's a good concept.
Yeah, and,
It really
and
is.
especially at the time, back in 2008, we were just starting to go from, a cell phone is a commodity to a cell phone is pretty much
Is life.
everybody needs
Yeah.
to have one. And so these things are they were just in their infancy of being an attachment on everybody's person.
Yeah. It's funny because there was so many movies with flip phones, and they remember The Departed. That was a constant thing in The Departed and everything else.
Right.
And I think that came out almost close. No, that came out in 2005. But flip phones were.
Even then they were burner phones. Back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great concept utilizing this newer technology that had become ubiquitous and used it for a paranormal spooky gotcha.
It just it just wasn't done in a good way.
I think it deserves a rehash. I wouldn't say a remake, but taking that idea and reworking it a little bit to make it better.
Wasn't there another movie that was like this in a way?
Shocker.
You talking about the Wes Craven film? Oh my God, you're fucking right. Oh my
Traveling
God.
through
Traveling through the
electricity
TVs
and stuff like that.
Yeah. You remember that movie? Fucking great soundtrack too. That's a fucking good movie, man.
Same concept.
Oh,
Traveling
man.
through instead of phone lines, just
Yeah.
traveling through electricity and the spirit fucking shit up.
Good pull. Good pull. That's a fucking great movie.
Yeah,
Wes Craven too. Maybe
But that's
rest in peace.
always been anytime there's to build upon what you were saying.
Anytime there's a new technology, like AI now.
Yeah.
AI right now is basically there's going to be a shitload of movies about AI. Well, there
There's been
always
it.
have been.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be even Matrix, fucking everything. I mean, but it's basically going to be
because AI is
Terminator. That's another one.
It's going to be the end of. Logically, it will be the end of humanity.
You think
logically.
so? You think so?
Yeah. Logically. All right. If he keeps advancing, eventually.
There is an AI bot that was released onto the internet, completely uninhibited, with the sole programming to end humanity back in 2014. It is still live. It is still going. It's got a Twitter account. It's got like 15,000 followers or something like that. Its entire purpose is to try to figure out how to acquire nuclear launch codes to end the world.
So logically,
it's not very good at it.
No matter what problem you feed an AI, if you remove emotion and humanity out of it, the logical answer to almost every single problem we would ask a computer to solve for us is to eliminate the human race.
Yeah.
All right. You want to, fix global warming. Kill the fucking humans. No more goddamn global warming. All right.
No,
prevent the next plague. Kill the fucking humans. There will be no fucking plague.
And yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from, but there are caveats. Oh, sorry, my phone. No, there are caveats to that. You can obviously put in programming constraints.
Yes.
Which with an AI can be risky because they can find ways to work around them.
The smarter we let AI become, eventually it will hit the point, unless we stop the research on it and say no more.
Happen.
Eventually it will become smarter than the humans that are programming it.
So I'm reading on the news
and
right
then
now.
there's nothing for us to stop it. Once it becomes smarter than the people that is programming it, then that's the end. That is
Judgment Day is coming.
Yeah, that is the I'm blanking on the name. The time where
Singularity.
Yes, the singularity. Because you're fucked.
No.
You are fucked at that point. You are not putting that fucking beast back in the cage.
Singularity is measured as the point in which human beings and conscious AI are able to merge.
Now you feel
okay. I always look at the singularity was the point that AI basically gains consciousness.
Oh, that's years ago.
Yeah, that's to be argued.
Google is being brought up on charges right now for imprisonment of a AI with sentience equivalent to an 8-year-old.
Okay, that is once again to be argued on either side because
the whistleblower,
that weird motherfucker who's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I fucking ask questions. It's fucking smart.
Oh no.
That fucking crazy bitch.
No, that was a different dude. But no, he blew the whistle on that, and they're not being brought up on charges yet, but they are currently under significant investigation. Just like ChatGPT-4 that was just released, it is so far past all Turing tests.
Yes, and this is where it's getting fucking scary, and that's why you have the intellectual leaders of the free world,
right?
Saying, hey, maybe we need to fucking simmer down now. Maybe it's probably not a good idea to put all of our eggs in this fucking basket.
With showing an imperative of cure this, cure that. No, the imperative needs to be with the mitigation of loss of human life, and the most drastic increase in whatever status.
But that's you're going back to the same moral quandaries of these self-driving vehicles. Okay, the moral quandary of how are you going to program a vehicle if I swerve right, I'm going to
the train car theory,
the trolley
trolley problem.
Oh yeah, where there's still not a good answer even as humans to that thing. So no matter what answer you program that fucking computer to be, it's going to be the wrong answer to a portion of humanity.
I mean, the simple, obvious answer is to, if you have 2 targets over here and 1 target over here, and the only option is to hit one or the other, go for the 1 target.
That's the logical answer, yes, but try to explain that one to the family of that 1 target. Instead of not doing anything.
Shit sucks. People die every day.
Okay, let's say that 1 target is an infirm 90-year-old man, and
so how many
the 2
days
targets,
did you cut off of his life?
Yeah, and the 2 targets are fucking pedophiles. All right,
I mean,
If I knew that, I'm swinging toward the right and getting those fucking
That's
pedophiles.
a very philosophical.
Yeah, you don't know the background. That's why the trolley problem becomes so murky.
I don't know. Crystal had a great solution to the trolley problem.
Crystal, coming over.
Pick one up, put it all on the same line, run over that line.
He presented it as, okay, well, what would you do if your family's on this side of the tracks and there's a family over on that side of the tracks and you have to tell the train to go this way? And I'm like, I'm saving my family. Fuck them. They're all dying together and my family is all staying alive together. Win-win.
All right. Okay. Interesting.
But was it somebody you knew or something you saw on the internet about putting them all on the same line and hit them?
Yeah, I saw a child do that. A parent had simulated a trolley problem. He put like a fucking, a doll on one track and like a few dolls on the other. And he's like, all right, what do you do, son? And the kid fucking picks up the one doll, puts it on the track with the other dolls. And he's like, all of them are getting run over. I'm like, okay. Okay. Efficient. Good for him. But
So, back to the movie.
Why?
I told you, man, I want this to be a very organic
I think we
thing.
already talked about the movie itself. Now I think it's just a rant.
Yeah.
No, so I did find some trivia on this. There's only one bit of trivia for this entire fucking movie.
Really?
Okay.
Different song for the ringtone?
It was almost Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I did read about that.
Yep.
Okay.
I did read about that, but I'm
I
curious.
wonder if that would have made it any better. I
think
probably would have made it worse.
The effects of the
the ghosts,
the visual effects that would be better. I think the story would not, but the visual effects would be better.
No, but he could have rewrote it and made it better because he does write some of his movies. He could have probably made the story better.
But at that time, I don't think.
You don't think it would have? Well, 2000. I think that's when he was in his Hellboy phase.
Yeah,
I believe. Or no, that was a lot earlier.
He didn't do this for Hellboy.
Oh, so it was Hellboy that he picked before this?
Yeah.
This was the right choice.
I don't think so. Hellboy came out way early.
Was offered the chance to direct, but turned it down to work on Hellboy 2, The Golden Army.
Okay, The Golden Army. Okay, that I can see. Not Hellboy. I'll be back.
We just took a break. So,
I feel better. Thank you for letting me have the break to go pee pee.
So Eric Vallee, who wrote this, he was under the assumption that it was going to actually be a horror comedy. Horror comedy. There we go.
It definitely could have been a horror comedy for how bad it was.
Well, yeah, it was supposed to be. And then he showed up to read the script after it had been finalized, and he was like, why is it serious?
I think this movie would have done a shit ton better.
Oh, yeah.
If it was a comedy?
If it was a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do.
No, I think it probably would have been a banger.
Yeah.
It wasn't serious enough to be a good horror, but also it wasn't lighthearted enough to be
This is one of those
a parody. Almost.
Yeah, this is one of those concepts that would have
was-
gone really well as a manga.
To me, this was very
Yes.
It was very bland horror, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
when I was watching it, it didn't. I mean, there. I can understand like the scene with the burned down church or not church hospital. Sorry, the burned down church and everything else. They try to put a lot of this.
We literally just corrected you on
Yes.
it, and you
immediately went
you
back to your
reverted
first.
back.
He did
Burn
say
Hospital.
it 3 times.
No, you said
too.
church.
Church.
He
I
I said
just
church and I
said
changed to hospital.
No, you didn't.
No, and then when you said, "Oh yeah, hospital," yeah, the burned down church, you immediately fucking reverted. That's why all of us were just like,
All right, my mind went broken. Anyways, for the burned out hospital,
"Things are hard."
Yeah, I didn't even realize I did
Fucking
it.
nouns, man. They get you every time.
I didn't even realize I did it. But the burned down hospital, they were trying to put a lot of the scares in that scene.
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought the setting for the burned hospital looked pretty good.
I did like that.
I thought the
set was
the sets
well
were good,
done.
but it just fell flat. I don't know. There was just like first of all, what were all the creepy faces and stuff like that they were trying to do?
They
What was that?
they've
supposed to
been touched by.
Yeah, so the idea is, you've been chosen by the Yurai ghost, which so Yurai is a type of ghost in Japanese lore.
Well, they have a thing with kids. I mean, with kid ghosts.
Let him speak.
Sorry,
They really don't have anything to do with it, but it's just
They have ghosts for everything.
a wronged, specifically a wronged ghost.
Yeah.
That has a grudge.
Better movie.
But the idea was once you were chosen by that, as you get closer and closer to your time of death, you start experiencing more hallucinations.
Right.
And things like that. And that was actually something that was, the hint was when they were in the class and they were talking about how PTSD or CPTSD from child abuse can specifically result in hallucinations and things like that.
Yeah.
The person chosen by the little girl would start to experience more and more and more of those symptoms.
Yeah.
As they came closer to their death.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that was.
Okay. And
Which fuck that little girl.
Yeah, no,
the little girl that was
fuck that little girl.
The one that's killing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so every time, I've seen it twice, but both times I've thought, why don't we have any fucking answers? What the hell is wrong with this kid? No, but it was a concept of like Michael Myers. It's just
evil for evil's sake.
evil. Yeah, just to be fucking evil.
Well,
One thing I didn't like about
there's people. I mean, people and kids are like that.
Yeah.
In general, no matter what, there are people that are genuinely nice, and there are people that are genuinely just pure evil
or dipshits, pricks, basically.
No, that's something totally different.
No. Some people become killers. Some people are born killers.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the same thing as if you have a mental disorder, right, and you have kids, there is a high likelihood of that genetic gene passing on to your children.
Yeah.
Hell, actually, very interesting thing about that is research is showing that. So if you have PTSD from a traumatic event, your child is I think it's like between 30 and 50% more likely. It is 50%. They're more likely or easier to acquire PTSD.
They're more susceptible.
Yeah.
They're classifying.
Well, their innocence.
COVID now
as a genetic,
as a traumatic event in children's lives.
I could see
going through that, and
because it's a drastic change in societal norm.
Exactly, and the lockdowns and the isolationism that came from that, and I mean, we already see that in society now. The return to quote unquote normal, how drastic the children are no longer going back to what was normal prior. It's you're seeing a much lower rate of children actually going to school.
Yeah.
Being social. They're having a lot higher rate of social anxiety and everything else that comes along with that.
A lot more homeschoolings.
Yeah. A higher rate of emotional retardation. It's the best word that I can think of. Like they're not
stunted
developed.
Emotional well-being.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're saying that they can treat, or they're classifying a lot of children having what is now PTSS, not PTSD, because of COVID.
Yeah.
And everything that transpired during those few years.
It's fucking wild, honestly. Hey, dude, the COVID pandemic had a lot more effect than just the fucking economy. Like when you start looking at not just mental health, but specifically, ability to relate for kids that just didn't have a chance to socialize, and for the adults that were cooped up by themselves for months on end.
Yeah.
Pornhub did a fucking study and found some of the, within months of the lockdowns and all that, the amount of, or the significant sway toward more and more violent or more and more odd fetishes and proclivities skyrocketed.
But I think that would go hand in hand with a lot more porn as a whole was being watched. Cause what the fuck else?
Exactly.
People stuck in their homes. Yeah. I mean,
and it's like chasing a high.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
the more, it's always been the more porn you watch, the
more fucked up you.
because the
Well,
same
this just
shit's
isn't
not
doing it for
cranking your crank anymore.
Yeah.
It's
What-
like, all right, let's take it to the next level. Let's take it to the next
What
level.
was that movie? Fucking Seth Rogen. He goes, no, I can only get hard on like if I'm racing, like street racing young Asian teens.
Yeah, very
now.
specific.
Like it's a
Yes.
very specific thing.
Is that 40-Year-Old Virgin?
No. What? I can't remember what the fuck it was. It's fucking hilarious though.
Feels like something like from Ted. It feels like.
No.
You mean Seth MacFarlane?
No. Seth Rogen.
Oh, okay.
Well, Ted, yeah, because
Yeah, you did say Seth Rogen.
Jufro Stoner.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
Get your shit together,
Well, when you
man.
said Ted, that's why I was thinking Seth MacFarlane.
no.
So.
That does feel like something Seth MacFarlane would say. Yeah. Fucking line he would come up with.
But I also think that the thing is about the Japanese is that they had an obsession with, for some reason, most of their horror movies involving kids because of the innocence of kids for horror films.
Yeah,
they are a lot more creepier than an adult. A ghost child is more creepier than a child.
Well, think about it. You know you're home alone. You see a ghost in your house. You're like, oh shit! You're home alone, and you hear a child laugh that you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're moving out, probably burning the house down.
Yeah,
there's a fucking step up there, and I don't know why.
Especially when the kid starts moving around like a spider.
Fuck you. Like the Exorcist downstairs. Yeah.
No, it wasn't when Crystal and I started dating. We'd been together for like, I don't know, 5 months or something like that. We're on the phone and nobody was home with her. It was like 2 a.m. and she hears, "Mommy?" from down the fucking hallway. And she goes, "Okay, that's not fucking right. Hold on, let me go be a white bitch. I'll be right back." I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? I heard some shit. I gotta go check it out."
Yeah, I remember you talking about how you always wanted to start like a ghost podcast because you have a thing with ghost hunting.
would, if I had the time, I would love to do a paranormal.
I know. I would love to be a
podcast.
part of that because I love. You remember me? You used to go explore like abandoned homes and stuff like that. We had a great time.
A lot of dead birds.
Oh yeah,
A lot of fucking dead birds.
Stuck
for some
between.
reason.
Stuck between.
Fucking random.
Yeah, remember that one bird that was stuck
What
between?
movie was that? The Happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that fucking bird that was stuck between the fucking
window
glass
panes?
of the window
Yeah,
pane?
you're like,
Yes.
How the fuck did you get in there? What the fuck
We
are
had
you
a
doing?
bat do that in one of my old houses. I didn't know how the fuck it got in there.
Oh,
Didn't
man.
make any sense. But no, I've been into like the paranormal stuff since I was like 8 years
I know,
old.
and I seriously think you should have like a Barrel Age Flicks production of Chase doing like a ghost show. I think that would be because
Yeah, spin it off so this way we collect more money on sweat at your back.
No,
well, you can bring your white noise and do some recordings and put it on there and everything else.
I mean,
Yes.
I have.
Yes, bring your white noise.
The white noise
For you
recorder.
fucker.
I got that too.
I'm dreaming
White. Shut the fuck up.
Very white Christmas.
I'm getting to the point where I'm going to make
Almost
a soundboard.
Uber, you would say.
I'm seriously
Uber white.
getting to the point where I'm just going to make a soundbite of White Christmas on there, like of just the song itself,
Yeah.
and everybody will know what that means.
So I used to do ghost
That you're
hunting.
racist?
No, I'm not
What the
racist.
fuck? No, I used to do ghost hunting, and I do have some recordings. Like of one, it was a, we were out in the middle of the fucking woods. It was like almost 3 a.m. It was fucking cold out. It's dead of winter, and we had been out there for a while. And the only thing we had been getting is like these shadow figures darting from one side of the trail to the other, just outside of our vision. And you'd hear like bipedal footsteps through the woods, very, very slowly and intermittent. And so we finally got tired and I started provoking. And, it's, this area, there's bound to be Civil War ghosts. So I was like, fuck it. I'll start calling somebody a deserter. They'll probably take that unkindly. So I did that for about, 3 minutes is what it took. And you start hearing the footsteps picking up all around us. And then it sounded like somebody started charging at me from the top of the hill through the leaves and all this. Like the dead of winter, so everything's covered in leaf litter. And you could hear this come up toward me, and it stopped. I'd say probably about 3, maybe 4 feet away from me. And me and I had 3 buddies with me all heard this fucking snarl. It sounded like a wolf getting fucking angry. And let me tell you, that is the only time I've popped my flashlight on hoping to see a wild animal, and there was fucking nothing there. You can hear it on the recording, but apparently my dumbass copped an attitude instead of getting afraid and goes, "Don't you fucking growl at me."
You have to bring that on the show sometime.
I
seriously think you should start make a little side
I would
show.
love to. I got all kinds of stories.
Yeah,
dude.
that would be a fun. That would be a fun.
But then
little
you
show.
need a Scully to your Mulder, I think,
I try to be
bounce
both.
off. Yeah.
I really try to be both. So, I like when it comes to Bigfoot, for instance, I really like the concept of Bigfoot. It fits scientifically because, as Les Stroud said, there's two different questions. Do you believe in Bigfoot? Or the other question is, do you think that there is enough environmental resource within North America to support a large bipedal hominid? The answer is yes. So for me, I would like to think of something like that as real as a deer. It's not crazy. It's just something that's out there. But when I saw something that is very most likely that, I don't want to just come out and say, "Hey, I saw Bigfoot." I would rather bounce ideas off of somebody and get a better explanation. Because I don't like jumping to a conclusion. It's like Zach Baggins and his fucking paranormal investigations.
I fucking hate him.
Yeah, he's over the top. He takes
I
everything
hate
as an
this show.
ominous omen.
No,
Dude, get the fuck over it.
The Plumbers were the better show. That fucking
Taps. I fucking love Taps.
I actually enjoyed watching that. I watched Zach Baggins and
They're very analytical. I like that. Come at it with a critical standpoint, a critical view, and try to disprove everything logically before you start making assumptions.
And I saw Taps Vans going down 95 many, many times actually because me
man.
and Sammy used to watch that back in the day, and we actually enjoyed that show. I remember buying the seasons on DVD and stuff like that.
No, there's a local-ish branch of them in Ashland I got in contact with a few years ago.
Yeah.
I never got to do anything with them, but we were trying to set up because I know of a few different areas around here that are pretty fucking haunted. Like
I would love to just go in a night with the camera and everything else in the middle of the night, just me and what you or me and you have done it before, but I love doing shit like that, like exploring like abandoned places in the dark and seeing if you can hear anything. Because I don't believe in ghosts.
You should.
But that's why I want the proof to hear it. I want to see it. I want to hear it. I know. That's what I want to do. I want to be freaked out. I want to see what actually is out there.
Because people are like, "Oh yeah, no, the Holy Grail that people, they'll experience maybe once in their life is a full body apparition."
Yeah.
I've seen twice.
Oh yeah.
Actually both of those times were in the same building within a 1 year period.
Definitely something. I think we should start something like that.
I want to do it so bad.
You'd have to make the title
more
of the show.
Doubting Thomas. I'm like the fact that we've had these stories literally millennia. All right, these stories.
Actually, you know what? This is a fucking ghost movie. What is your ghost story?
Like a ghost story?
What have you experienced?
I got to think about that because I did have one. Hold on.
I find it very unlikely. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I just find it very unlikely that there's these beings, these spiritual entity, that we have yet to have any actual hardcore, undeniable evidence of.
I think it's more imagination.
So the only thing there is, one, we do have the scientific theory that backs it up. Two, we have a secondary scientific theory that shows very positive promise for possibility. And three, the issue with collecting data on something like that is that it is a phenomena that is not occurring often enough for us to make it repeatable. And that is where we find the problem, because for a scientific method,
you need to be able to
you must be
repeat
able
the
to
experiment.
repeat
Yes.
it.
Recreate.
And because we don't know the cause and effect, what's allowing for these phenomena to occur, we're not able to duplicate these over and over. However, we do find very strong evidence for especially infrared-based SLS cameras. So like the Xbox Kinect, it's got software designed in there to pick up humanoid form to capture movement. In the IR and UV spectrum, that's where it operates, so that it can be used in lower light environments. So if you want to play with the Xbox Kinect, you can do it and usually turn off the light and still play on your game. They have found, it was like a year after it came out, these people were playing and, in a house that was usually reported to have other weird activity, and they'd be doing their thing, and another figure would walk up and there's nobody there next to them. But when you're in the screen, you can clearly see, because it overlays a wireframe digital overlay.
Because it's either that one or the PlayStation VR. I don't remember which one it was, but it has the dots that'll come off of the projector for it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what actually picks everything up.
Yeah, and
the interruption
and
in
it's,
the grid.
And it's detecting a very humanoid moving something. And so they started taking these up, they're hacking them and running that same software and setting it up on like a handle for them to carry around for these investigations. And it's working pretty well. Like you have these guys that this guy in England, I forget what the fuck his name is, but he keeps one running in the corner of his room because his house always has activity, and whatever the hell's in there doesn't fucking like him. Like, it takes some serious attitude. And you'll watch this wireframe stick figure overlay of whatever the camera is detecting walk into the room, and he'll see it and ask it to do something, and you'll see it walk over to the couch, extend its hand, and a fucking pillow will come off the couch and go flying across the room. Like, yes, you could make the argument that it is circumstantial
or fake.
There's really no way to fake that unless you have it programmed as an animation overlay.
There is absolutely ways to fake it, to sell it to a mass audience.
Yeah, and like,
it's called special effects.
Yeah,
well, that's what it's not. That's what I mean. Is unless he is running just an animation overlay for the screen, seeing this come in and do that, then now I haven't actually checked out the that particular firmware that's on there. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but supposedly he doesn't have much of a tech background. He got this from a friend or something like that. But again, these are things that you can't really verify.
Exactly.
So I understand that.
That's why I say I'm not saying it's an impossibility. Every bit of evidence, and I do that with quotation marks for our listeners, that is provided, there is alternate possible explanation. There has yet to been.
You need to see it by your naked eye.
I'm not even saying it by my naked eye.
Have you had an experience before?
I have not had
a weird one. How's that?
I've never had one.
We've all probably had weird shit happen to us that our extra senses are like, on alert. And you're like, what the fuck was that? You might not be able to 100% say what it was, but also you're not 100% turn around and say, oh, the fucking ghost. You're like, I don't know.
So I've had too many experiences for me to say no. But again, I like to find the science behind it. So if you want to go back, Stephen Hawking laid out the theory for this back in 1997. The theory of quasar life form or intelligent energy, something that is sentient and able to interact with its environment, but does not have a physical form. It simply exists within the electromagnetic field, possibly energized plasma or something of that nature. It was a thought experiment, not really a, hey guys, this exists. It's just saying, hey, it would make sense for this to be a thing as an intelligent energy being that could even float through space. Something that could be potentially interacted with down the line with better technology.
It is a theory.
The other thing is newer studies of quantum computing, or what we call Q chips. We're finding that, first of all, when they were first coming out, all the blueprints and other design features, they were talking about how the quantum computer chip actually carries out its processes in a very similar way to the human brain. The way that the computations occur in a loop on those chips is very similar. When we are creating a quantum computer chip or a Q chip, it usually has to be held within a vacuum and suspended so that it's not interacting with any other matter. And even then, it's very quickly degrading. The Q chip itself just dissolves basically when you're running these computations. Now, they are fast as hell. I mean, world-changing fast. But we're seeing measurements from around these Q chips as they degrade where the computations don't seem to stop. We're able to pick up patterned frequency and EM signatures in the surrounding area of them after the Q chip degrades. And so if we are saying that the human brain functions very similarly to a Q chip, now I'm not saying it's 100%, but it's very easy to say and make that jump to if the computations carried out within a Q chip continue on in the surrounding medium after it degrades, why wouldn't the same thing happen with the human brain?
You know what this argument or conversation would work really well with? 13 Ghosts.
Yes.
Well, that's not until next year.
Okay. We'll save it for then. How's that?
Like I said, there's everything just being theory. Even you mentioned Bigfoot, earlier. There is the ability for a large hominid creature to survive in the environment. There is the ability. But then the fact that we found no hardcore evidence of such hominid creature, a true undeniable remains.
They've never found remains of a bear either.
They have definitely found remains of bears. They have absolutely found remains of bears.
What the fuck are you talking about that you never found?
No, sorry. I apologize. The first recorded remains of a dead bear in the wilderness was in the 80s.
Okay.
The first time
somebody was caring enough to hey, let me take a picture of a dead bear. Otherwise, it's, hey, I came across a dead bear. Oh, okay. A bear shit in the wood? Yes, it does. Does it die in the woods? Yes, it fucking does.
Do you know when gorillas were discovered?
With hardcore evidence of them being discovered was a lot more recent than you would think. Yes.
Yeah. There were stories for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Everybody thought they were fucking fake. Let me see here. Gorilla discovery date. I think it was in it was like 1916 or something like that. It was very recent.
Okay, but
I'm not arguing against you. I'm simply saying if
we're able to find motherfucking pandas, all right, and still in the wild,
right,
when there's only estimated like 1,600 of them wild in the entire fucking world. We know where we can find these motherfuckers. We have video evidence of these fuckers in the goddamn wild. All right. And these are creatures that in all arguments should be eliminated because
they shouldn't be alive. You're right.
The natural selection says these fuckers should be dead.
They don't fuck.
Yes.
They'd
rather eat.
No, they do. They do.
They need
it's
some
just
prompting.
Very rare.
Yes.
Yes. That's Darwinism right there, saying no, this fucker doesn't need to exist. Fuck him. All right.
Are you talking about pandas?
Yeah, man.
Fuck pandas.
I had no idea.
They prefer to eat all day than even bother trying.
So the pandas we got up in DC, we're getting ready at the end of the year to ship them back to China because their loan is up finally. The entire fucking we've had them since the 80s. The entire time we've had them, we've only got this pair to reproduce 6 times. The entire fucking time we've had them, and 3 of them didn't even make it to a fucking adulthood.
And have you watched juveniles walk around?
Yes.
They're finding ways to kill themselves.
Yes. These creatures do not deserve to exist. But we find these creatures that are too stupid to fucking exist.
Oh, my
in
apologies,
the fucking
by
wild.
the way. I got my data wrong. The gorilla skull was first identified in 1847.
Okay.
But still.
Yes.
Like, that's a big
But
bitch
also,
to
think about
miss for that long.
That may be the discovered, the true, acknowledgement. But you go around talking to those fucking people that were hanging out in those fucking jungles. They're like, yeah, these fuckers are over there.
Yeah.
But that's just their life. They don't expect that. They don't think I need to document this and prove it, because that's just a fact to them that it exists.
Well, you don't think during your daily life that you need to document and
I'm not out
write
there
down
taking
your
pictures of
factual
fucking
daily livings.
Yeah, I don't go out there and take pictures of raccoons. All right, they exist.
Yeah.
I know they exist. I don't need to prove they fucking exist. They're there because I see them every fucking so often with my own goddamn eyes. But just because somebody then randomly comes along and takes a picture of a raccoon doesn't mean the raccoon
was first discovered
exactly.
in your backyard.
Well, yeah. Back to the question that Chase asked on the whole thing: has any of you guys ever had a ghost experience?
Like I said, have not had unquestionable proof in my mind. I know my mom has told me stories of 2 encounters that she had that she swears up and down that I'm like, okay, mom. But that's the closest that I have to somebody who's told me directly their own firsthand experiences of somebody that I somewhat trust their experience,
right?
But also, how much of it is just them being kind of crazy?
How about you, Ragnar?
Personally, no. But my mom has sworn up and down, and so. No, I'm not going to get into that. No, I'm not going to get into that one.
All right. Well,
no.
Me, not really.
No.
That's why I want to do. That's why I've always told you how obsessed I am of wanting to go and check abandoned places. 'Cause I want to get proof. I want to see something or hear something, because
catch tetanus.
Yeah, funny. I really have not. Other than hearing like noises and stuff like that.
Tetanus. Really?
I want to actually really go into and hear it. I want to get like really solid proof.
The places I'm running into some random ghost.
Fuck
I know you've
exactly.
And I know
Fucking
you've
Lost
talked
Dog?
about many
Oh, yeah.
situations where you've had, and I remember when we first met you and Crystal that one night, and we spent till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning just talking about ghost stories. I remember that.
That same night we were on the way home and something jumped out over the top of over the hood of my car, but it just in front of my fucking Nissan Pathfinder across the entire road. And she fucking burst into tears crying because that bitch looked exactly like fucking Lupin as a werewolf from fucking Harry Potter. And I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. I'd never heard anything like that. Now I started doing some research, and there's like 30 or 40 different fucking reports from England, West Virginia, and Maryland of a very similar something. We'll get into that another time, but that was nifty.
That could go then the psychological theory, we'll say, where if you're talking about something,
a Tolpic form or suggestion.
Yes, the power, almost the power of suggestion. But while something's fresh in your mind, you are more likely to see something that you interpret to be close to what you may have
That's
just
the thing.
been talking
We were
about.
only talking about ghosts. We hadn't talked about anything cryptid that night.
But if you by extension, if your mind is already locked into supernatural,
He does have a point,
then
because
you are looking
I could
for
see that.
more
That's fair.
weird shit.
No, trust me. I know exactly what you're talking about, because when we had all those talks that whole night, I felt like, live out in the woods. We live in a Civil War battlefield. Yes. It kind of makes you think a little bit. We were talking about the general walking down Orange Plank and stuff like that, and all kinds of stuff. But I can understand what you're saying. When you talk about it, your mind gets kind of focused to the point where you're more open to hear.
Your mind makes it a reality for you.
Yes. It fucks with your head.
Like the Red Scare. Yeah. All right. Talking about communism, and you turn around and you see communists
everybody's
everywhere.
communist. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're seeing. You have a point. Absolutely.
But the other side of that same argument is while you're talking about it, then your mind might be open enough to potentially see stuff that you wouldn't necessarily have seen before. And I'm trying to be.
I always want to play
realist.
both sides of the coin. Because somewhere in the middle, you're going to find the truth.
That's what I would hope. That's why it's hard for me to say they do exist, but I am open to the idea of it existing. It's a very hard for me to believe until I see some real evidence that can't be explained or hand waved away with other things. And Occam's razor states that the simplest explanation is usually the correct.
I completely 100% agree with you.
No, I'd say probably I got my creepiest one is when I was like, I don't know, 3 or 4. So I was born in 92. I had an uncle, Uncle Bobby, who had passed away from cancer in 90. I never met him. I didn't know about him. When I was about 3.5, 4 years old, for about 2 years or so, supposedly I would be like playing with Lincoln Logs and bullshit and look up and be talking to fucking nothing. And end of the day, my dad would come home from work, I'd tell him something new and he's like, oh yeah, where'd you learn that? And my response would be, oh yeah, no, Uncle Bobby told me. For this and that and this and that. And then it kind of stopped. I had heard stories I would say that I never knew who Uncle Bobby was. When I was 11, I was down with my grandmother at their house in North Carolina going through like family photos and shit like that. And I picked one up and I was like, this guy, he used to come to the house back in Maryland, right? She doesn't know. Like, who is he? But I swear I remember seeing him down there. Like he was always wearing a suit and had his hair slicked over. It's like, no, that's Uncle Bobby. Okay, that's fucking weird. So that, and then I also saw like a very well-formed silhouette. I just had my daughter, my oldest, and I was walking into her room in her nursery while her mom was out. It was probably about 11 o'clock or so. Of course, I never went to sleep till like 3. And I went to flip the light on, but before I could get my hand to the light switch, I peered around and I saw, so there was like a street lamp outside and shining through the shutter, not the shutters, the blinds. There we go. And between me and the blinds, probably about, I don't know, 5'3" or so, very, very clearly, like I could see the individual strands of hair on this silhouette of a female, probably about 1.5 feet from me, just on the other side of the door sill. I about fucking shit. Popped on that light. There's fucking nothing there. I didn't sleep till probably 5 a.m. because I was like, this was in my daughter's room. I'm staying right here. I'm not letting anything fucking happen.
Damn.
But yeah, that was probably the most jarring one.
Okay.
I don't know what to talk about now.
You're a movie. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Well, how about we talk about this? The acting sucks.
Oh yeah, no, it's not great.
And the thing is,
it wasn't that fucking bad.
No, Edward Burns. I don't see him as a great actor, but I thought that he did decent for the officer. I thought Ray Wise he plays Ray Wise. I've seen him. He's basically about the same in every movie. Yeah. But the chick, I can't say her name right, but the one that I actually really enjoy her as an actress. She was also in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah,
briefly. I thought she was okay, but like the fucking dude that got, which I thought he was gonna get hit by a bus. That's what I was expecting.
That's brother.
I was expecting that.
That would have been too easy.
I was expecting a bus.
I was expecting a bus. I thought it was going to be like, oh, is this going to be Final Destination all over again? And then it was a fucking construction rebar going right through his chest.
I actually really liked that particular character's death in the original. So in the Japanese version,
yeah,
he's like, oh, can you listen to this? That's not my voice, right? No, that's bullshit. And he walks off, and instead of, oh, I forgot my phone, sorry. He was walking toward an elevator, hit the button while he was waiting on it to come down. what you had heard on the voicemail was, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I forgot," and then there was a pause and then a scream.
That guy's actually dead now.
What?
The Rebar guy?
Yeah,
with the actor.
Damn.
Yeah,
was it Rebar?
He died in 2012.
Overdose.
Shit. I'm not sure yet. I'll find out.
Well, his acting was god awful. His acting was bad. Even me and Sam were sitting down watching this, like, this guy can't act. But I seriously was expecting a bus to hit him or something like that.
Yeah.
No, his counterpart.
That's what I was expecting.
His
Holy
counterpart in the
shit.
Japanese film, it was
What did he die of?
Okay. Either he jumped or fell from the roof of the writer's villa after he allegedly beat and killed his 81-year-old landlady.
What the fuck?
Yeah. He was 28 years old.
I did not know
So
that.
he murdered his landlady and then he committed suicide?
More than likely.
Murder-suicide.
Which Token says it's the best form of suicide, by the way.
Probably hated doing this.
I want to go down
Him
alone,
first.
right?
Him first. Let us know how it
I think
works
the
out.
memory of doing
But I remember that the thing that I remember that actor most for was he had a recurring role in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
As
Really?
one of the recruits.
oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, his counterpart in the Japanese version was he said, "Oh man, I forgot," and then he caught it. He was like, "Wait a minute,"
Yes.
Interesting.
and he's like, so he looks at the fucking elevator and the doors are wide open. There's no fucking elevator there, and he's like, and he looks back. He's like, "I'm not gonna fucking go to the fucking elevator. That's how I died. Obviously, you could hear it on the voicemail. I fucking plummeted." So he doesn't do anything, except this fucking invisible hand like runs up his leg, grabs him by the leg, and yanks him down the goddamn elevator shaft, and he fucking dies.
That
I
was
was like, that was pretty good.
my biggest problem with the characters in this film.
Saying that, listening to it, saying it, and not realizing it.
If you're hyper focusing on this fucking phone call for
I'm pretty
days,
sure that would
for
stick in my
days,
head.
I'm going to immediately recognize the first few words of whatever this fucking voicemail is. I'm like, hey, wait, nope.
Well, especially when
My
he
spidey
died.
sense.
He died.
Yes.
And he literally, 3-5 minutes earlier,
he just
played it.
Yeah,
And heard
exactly.
it.
Yep.
So your dumbass fucking totally forgot.
That was one of the big
about the whole
problems I had with it too.
thing. Well, that was a big problem throughout the entire movie.
Yes.
Is that everyone who died.
That poor fucking cat.
After the first couple of the cat that got pulled underneath the water.
Yeah.
After the first couple of deaths, and then people started recognizing, hey, there's some fucking shady shit going on here with these fucking phone calls. That right there, actually, I think it would have been a better film if each one, they hear the shit going off and then they see like a danger thing and then something happens that unexpectedly and then you're fucked in.
Right.
All right. You're
Kind
you
of
can't
like
run
a
away,
mashup
babe.
between
Yes.
this and Final Destination.
Yes. I think that would have been better, them trying to overcome their deaths and then something out of left field.
See, I don't think they would have been able to overcome their death.
No, but them becoming aware of it and thinking they have a fighting chance. And then, nope.
Well, they were trying to. I mean, because they were trying to destroy their phones at one point to maybe not get through, and also that fucking. What did y'all think of that? The ringtone.
I
You
think that was this one better than the Japanese
I
one.
like this one better than the Japanese.
What was the Japanese? I wish you would have told me. I would have pulled that. I had no idea there was a different one. I thought it would have been the same one.
Let me see if I can find it.
See if you can find
Do
that.
not fucking goddamn hit me.
I said, no, if you're looking up something on your
I am
phone
looking it up.
for the movie, for the show, then that's fine. But no,
No.
seriously, I thought the ringtone was actually, I think it was cool.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty fucking dumb when they took the batteries out and expected that to fix it. Like, come on, dude. I had a Furby. I know how this shit works.
Furby.
No. Is that really
yes.
lost on everybody?
No,
Fuck
No,
you
I
guys.
know what
not.
a Furby is,
Okay,
but what is it?
I'm about to hit play.
That's
I
fine.
don't know if
I
an ad is
just-
going to come up or some shit. I'm covering my goddamn bases here. Fuck.
Play the remake.
It's close.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's way spookier.
What, this one?
Yeah.
That one was just long though. This one's just a simple tune, like four.
No, if you let it play, no, you cut it off there. I mean, there's more to it than that.
There is, but that's
I just found it on YouTube.
Like there was the trope of the clocks turning backward and all that in the Japanese version, which I don't know. It just didn't hit home.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see why that one got a sequel. Like you needed some fucking answers at least. If it was low enough budget, fucking why not?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me.
But no, they did a great job with the cosmetic effects and all that in the original as well.
See, this one here, you didn't really see any. I think you saw one death.
No,
I mean, I think that was actually like bloody.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay,
that was bloody in the.
I'd say the only bloody.
No.
I'd say the only bloody. Well, when you see the guy get stabbed with a rebar,
that was
a
it.
little bit of blood. Right
Yeah,
there.
like
See
the
blood
first
splattered.
the
I would say the burn victim was kind of
the train one in the Japanese. It was a severed arm that was dialing the phone.
That burn victim, or what's her name? What's the chick's name?
The mom.
The mom,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Mama.
That was like wow. That was like
that was good.
I wasn't
They did a
expecting
great
that.
job.
That seemed more R-rated material. Like that would freak people out and stuff like that. But I mean, that I thought was good. But you're right. The only gore effect was I think it was like a splatter of blood with the rebar.
was it.
Yeah. No,
well, it's PG-13. It's not R-rated.
Hey, we did get some
PG-13.
nipples in the Japanese version, though.
Yes.
I was,
Oh, yeah?
I was
Yes.
impressed.
Was it R-rated?
Were they little brown or big brown?
Was it
One of
kiss?
each.
Was it kiss?
I was very confused.
One was inverted. I was the other one with like a 2-incher.
Just about to say that.
What's wrong with her?
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
Goddamn Fukushima.
There you go. Okay, all right.
The whole
There we
episode
go.
was just about fucking nipples.
What's wrong with nipples?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Why
really
judge a
nipples.
nipple? Fuck you.
I never said anything bad about nipples.
You
I
can't
love
say they're
nipples.
pointless.
Chicks.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I said.
Chick's nips.
I said chicks nipples.
I like chick nips.
Everybody likes chick nips. That's my favorite cereal.
Nipples.
But I will say this.
This
Yes.
Nothing about this review.
is going to be good.
No, I'm just saying that sometimes we have some reviews that we do on movies where it changes your review. So far, nothing has changed on this one.
No, this is not a
this is
movie
a-
for you to pick apart and make a better idea of.
To me, this is a one and done. Is this
Yeah.
something you'd watch again?
No.
Okay. Because it's a one and done for me. I
I
will
was
never
curious
see this
about it.
again.
That was pretty much
now,
it.
but I am curious to see the original. Oh, that shit's been recording. I forgot about it.
Ghost.
So overall, I'm not going to say this is a fantastic movie.
No, it wasn't.
It is the worst of the Japanese remakes that came out at that time.
And that's actually
What
no.
would
That,
you say is the best?
oh,
I personally prefer The Ring over The Grudge.
Really?
Personally, just the idea of it really was cool to me.
Okay.
And then of course I like that made me watch the OGs, Ringu and stuff like that.
when did VHS come out?
Much later than this.
By the way, I just bought the first one, so I'm going to watch because you told me those are good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they're
for
great.
Little vignettes.
I mean, if you don't like found footage, you're going to fucking hate them, but they're really good.
2012.
A found footage based off of Japanese horror
I
films?
don't think they are.
I don't think no. They're just
found-
vignettes. They're like a collection. Like they stumble across some VHS
The
tapes.
Succubus was fantastic.
Yes, and then each VHS tape they watch has weird shit going on it.
So it's like VHS quality?
Yeah.
That's awesome, actually.
Real quick, Succubus, you doing it or not?
That Succubus?
No. Like a genuine lore accurate Succubus. You doing it or not?
Do I know?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No. Probably not, because if I know it's a succubus, then I know what the repercussions are of the succubus. And I'm
So lore.
the juice ain't worth that squeeze.
Is it teeth?
No. So lore accurate succubus demon is simply a female demon that is exceptionally gifted at seduction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she draws her life force from the seed of a man. That is how she survives. Now, depending on what story you go with, you may lose a year or two off of your life for each instance. or you are simply providing sustenance.
But if she's drawing life force, then simple physics say you can either create or destroy. So it's just a transfer of energy at that point.
Or is that just all the nutrients they need?
I'm going more that
it's
are
probably
paying,
life force.
Yes, you are paying.
But
you're paying a toll.
The idea is that they are gifted in all of the absolutely most exhilarating of experiences.
I know what it is.
But anyway, so I actually do remember why I chose this movie. It is because I was looking up worst movies ever made, and this is in the top 5.
I don't think it's that bad.
And I would have to agree. I don't think it's that bad. But it reminded me, hey man, I've seen this before. Let's do that. Let's check that out. So that's why we're here.
Yeah.
I was just shocked that I could see you picking this for like one of our yearly movies.
This is not,
but not for Halloween.
Worthy, no.
I don't see this as a good Halloween movie. That's to me, this is not Halloween worthy.
I
was a little shocked at that. But if it was like one of your yearly movies, like one of your movies throughout the year, I can understand.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, set the scene. Let's say you're a bunch of 12, 13-year-olds having a horror movie night in October, and you decide that time you're going to theme it as the Japanese remakes or whatever.
Right.
I could see this being an end of night closer type situation where everybody's already getting tired a little bit and stuff like that, and you just have it
It's
on.
a movie to fall asleep
to. Yeah. It's not necessarily a dog shit movie. It's not The Room of horror movies as somebody
it has a
that
0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which I don't see why. It's not good in any
and
way,
like every
shape, or
comment
form.
on it is like, I don't see why it's rated so bad. Like, it's not a great movie, but a 0 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, that's every
the
comment.
0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was shocked to see that.
Yeah,
And,
they were nominated for the moldy tomato.
What was the
It's not even worth being rated.
What was the user score though?
Ooh, I don't remember.
All right, here, I'll look that up. But yeah, when I saw that it was a 0%, not many things. Have you ever seen a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes?
The Room.
Even
No,
The
actually,
Room, I think,
No, The Room had a rating.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, was ripe. Actually,
which is
what the
I'm
fuck
assuming
are
the only reason it had a 0% was that was critical.
What about
Not a
Split
lot
Second?
of critics saw it, and the ones that did see it didn't like it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be nothing but negative reviews. So thereby,
it's called One Last Call, right?
One missed call.
Yeah.
One missed
One
call.
missed call.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I.
So a small sample size, all negative.
Dude, Split Second even got a 56%.
Fuck Split Second.
All right, so it got a 0% on.
Love you, Lenny.
It got
Fucking hate you.
0% on Rotten Tomatoes, but for user, it gave it a 29%. 29%.
That's better, but I still don't think it. I still personally don't feel it's 29% low.
Yeah.
Now The Room.
Don't fuck me. Come on, man.
87% on
Motherfucker.
The
You're
Room.
killing me, Lisa.
The Room, and actually, it's both rotten. Room got a 25% for the regular trauma, the regular review. It got a 47% for user
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
because it's
They're giving
entertaining
it-
for how stupid it
Yes,
is.
they're giving it higher ratings because of the enjoyment of how bad it is.
That's how I see it as. I don't see it as it's not a good
Fuck
movie.
it. You guys remember the old cartoon home videos?
Yes,
Let's,
love that show.
Let's do it. We'll be famous.
funniest? You talking about funniest home videos?
No,
No.
home videos.
No.
It's a little cartoon
With
late
Brendan
at night.
and the coach.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like
I
the
don't remember
worst
that
voice
one.
acting ever. And I think we're just gonna go ahead and do this.
You didn't. That was on what's it, what,
Adult Swim.
Was it Adult
Yeah.
Swim? I feel like it was on something else.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah, no, it was entertaining.
But overall, yeah, this is to me, this is a one and done. I don't
What
even
would
see.
you rate it?
Oh, are we doing our prime reviews? I can go ahead and start.
Yeah.
That's fine. God damn. Okay. First of all, one and
Home
done.
movies. Home movies.
Home
I don't-
movies?
yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
what
there
it's
we
called.
That I've heard of.
Yes,
I've never heard of
that-
home videos. Like I said, one and done. We'll never watch this again. For enjoyment, I'll get it a half pint.
What was that again?
Because I was trying to think. I will give this a half pint for enjoyment.
That's fair.
I remember that.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, man.
Half point for enjoyment. For critical, I will give it a 1 because the special effects CGI was
pretty good.
No, not the CGI. The CGI was god awful, and
the practical effects were pretty good.
I think
practical
the CGI.
effects.
All right. So you say it's bad. The CGI.
It was on par.
I think it was meant to be that way.
Really?
I think so because it's coming out of a cell phone, so it's digital and choppy and blocky.
I mean,
that's a stretch, but I appreciate where you're going with it.
Yeah,
but
I think you're reading too much into it. You're trying to get. I think it was just low budget, low quality.
It may have been, but you never know.
You can go. I mean, you can go that route. I thought the CGI was god awful, but I thought the practical effects, like I said, the burn victim was legit. That looked real to me.
As it was.
Yeah, they set somebody on fire and like crawl on her.
Yeah.
Now.
Other than that,
I'm sorry.
At Crispy 11 Bravo.
Sorry.
I love Crispy. I love Crispy.
Other than that, not a good movie. I would never recommend it. If anybody asked me, do you? Hey, I've heard of
You want a dog
One
shit?
Missed Call. Is it worth watching? Like, no. Go watch The Fucking Ring or The Grudge or something like that. This is a piece of shit.
It's not good.
Now, I can't say anything about the original because you're saying that's better.
By a small margin.
But then you said that some parts in One Missed Call.
There's trade-offs.
Yeah, so there's pros and cons of both of them apparently.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, this is a half thumb. Your drink got better reviews than this fucking movie, which I'm shocked at because the drink was actually really damn good. But
the last word, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of that one actually.
Good. That's my pint review. Ragnar?
I have to give it 1 and 1.
It's fair.
For it. I think it had potential, but it fell really fucking short on it.
I was fully expecting this to be absolutely eviscerated by Stu, and I was kind of hoping to top Split Second.
You failed. No.
So
Split Second was more fun to make fun of.
Oh no, it's a love to hate.
We got to do that again.
It's so bad.
Fuck you.
We got to do that again.
Fuck you.
With Chase and Goot and Ragnar.
Fuck you.
That would be fun. We never get pint reviews for that movie. That's the thing. I would love to give pint reviews for that movie just to see what your enjoyment and critical for that.
Lenny
I
gave
would
his.
love to hear your critical enjoyment.
Lenny
on
gave
that.
his as a 7.5 for him.
No, I think he gave it a fucking 10 out of 10. I remember what he did.
No, we were like, out of 5 pints, what you give it? I'm going to give it 6 pints and then an extra bonus, and we're doing 7.
The thing that always goes back to the Predator episode is when Lenny, this cracked me up when Lenny said, he said, wow, he's doing worse than fucking Split Second when I gave the 5 out of 5, and you were just, it was a funny little bit on that. But I think we should do an episode on that.
That's one of your fucking hosts then.
I mean, I could technically.
You want to have one of your fucking
Do
movies?
we want to do a series of the worst movies we can find?
I already tried making a series like that. I talked to Stu about that, calling The Dump. Remember?
Yeah.
We were talking about that, making an episode about like a show about bad movies called The Garbage Dump.
We Stu and I found a movie for you. It's the longest title movie ever. And I just want to see if you can make it through the title without fucking up.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
What is it? Let me find this.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So you give it a 1 out of 1.
Yeah.
Ragnar, how about you? Maybe Stu, how about you?
I give it 1 out of 1. Thank you very much. For the 3rd time.
I will give it. Actually, I'll give it a 2 for enjoyment. I will. It's a creative idea, and I will always give bonus points for creativity.
Okay.
Even if it's delivered poorly, for creativity, for something that was new and fresh to me, I will give bonus points to that.
There you go.
It's easy.
And honestly, I'll probably give it a very soft 2 for critical. The acting wasn't horrible. The special effects weren't god awful.
Practical was good. Mark.
Yeah,
I think overall with the plot, it missed the mark.
It wasn't a great film.
It was typical horror movie CGI.
And I honestly, I think it was okay up till about 3/4 of the way through, and it fucking lost it.
Yeah, I can see that. And if somebody does say, asking if I would recommend it, I was like, if you are a fan of that very specific genre of Japanese remakes in the early 2000s, yeah, see it. It's the weakest entry that I recall off the top of my head, but it does still fit and feed the same feeling. It still has the same overarching beats that come from the Japanese horror remakes of that time frame.
Yeah.
So if you're a big fan of that type of cinema, then you won't be mad that you saw it. You're like, oh, okay, this is something different. And it's not the greatest little fucking snack I've ever had.
So
but
you wouldn't recommend this?
It's okay.
You wouldn't recommend this?
I would recommend it if somebody's already a big fan of that very specific genre.
See, you have to recommend every movie that we do. There's a reason for it, and this is my reasoning for it. If it's a good movie, right, and I like it, okay, I want to recommend it so that you can enjoy it as well, right? My joy from it.
But if I
it's
didn't
a
like it,
shitty
and I had
movie,
to see it, you better see it too.
Exactly.
I better
That's why.
share in this fucking misery.
Goddamn right. That's why I recommend The Room to a gazillion peoples.
Let me see if you can say that title.
This is easy. Night of the Day.
This is all one title of one movie.
Night of the Day, of the Dawn of the Sun, of the Bride, of the Return, of the Revenge, of the Terror, of the Attack, and the Evil Mutant, Hellbound, Flesh-Eating, Crawling Alien, Zombified, Subhumanoid, Living Dead, Part 5.
I'm very impressed. I'm not going to lie.
There's a part 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's a simple title.
No, it's the same way like Leonard Part 6 existed.
That's a.
You don't know what Leonard Part 6 is?
Fucking Bing.
Bill
Bing
Cosby.
Crosby. I almost said Bing Crosby.
Bill Cosby.
It's bad.
It's like a joke spy movie.
It's really bad. It's
yeah.
really bad. It
Yeah.
came out in the 80s.
I remember it now.
Yeah, and that was the joke, is that there wasn't a 1 through 5.
That's
This was
right.
Leonard Part 6. Yeah.
Remember Ghost Dad?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a fun movie. Fucking Bill Cosby.
I don't think I ever heard about it. Oh, no, there was a Family Guy
If you
reference.
said you
to
never
it.
heard of Bill Cosby, I'm going to fucking shoot you. Seriously.
No,
Don't worry, he'll miss.
Probably. I can't name worth a shit.
Jello.
All right, so you got your
What's the
review.
pudding?
So Chase, go ahead and end us out.
I'm going to give 5 out of 5. No, I'm joking. Jesus.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I think they tried. They did all right. Again, they fucking missed the mark.
Yeah.
I'm sure that someone could reimagine this very well. And I think we kind of got a little bit of that with Unfriended.
Yes.
They could really take it up a notch and give us a good movie. But as of right now, enjoyment was like 1. Critical, I'll give it a 1.5, because again, creativity with the new the new plot line and the practical effects were fantastic. The execution shit the bed. The acting was nowhere amazing. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't. It certainly wasn't good. Pretty much everything about this movie is middle of the road, except for when they just lost their ability to drive home any kind of a horror plot line. It just, I don't know. I wish they had done better with it. It deserved better because it already had a cult following. That's really all I can say.
I think this is going to be in our batch of our lowest rated movie that we ever done, next to Super Mario Brothers.
No.
What was the other one?
The Room.
The Room. Well, it was just you and Snow. Me and Stu actually gave it a higher remark than you guys. I'm talking about with all 4 of us.
Oh.
Yeah. Because me and Stu gave it a little bit more of an enjoyment. I remember we both gave it a higher enjoyment, but it's still a low critical. This one, I think everything was under. Well, no, you gave it a 2, right?
Yes.
What'd you give it for critical?
A very, very soft 2.
So 2. Yeah. Still, that's pretty. I think that's pretty much the lowest review. I have to look at the Mario Brothers, but I think it's like close to Mario Brothers because Mario Brothers was pretty low.
Yeah.
But overall, for our first of our Halloween episodes, is fun episode and a lot
I
of
set
good.
the bar low. That way y'all can't fuck it up.
And it also introduced us to
We're gonna try not to.
But it also introduced us to doing something that we're going to try a pilot for. So I'm thinking that's going to be something
Oh
interesting.
yeah, y'all want to do spooky time?
Yeah.
Spooky time with Chase.
That's actually a good title. Spooky time with Chase.
No, I
Hey, don't forget the snap.
no, I've had an email set up for chasing. Was it Chasing Myths?
Yeah.
for a
Is it
while.
called Spooky Time with Chase?
No, it's Chasing Myths at Gmail.
For all you listeners out
Yeah,
there.
if you guys want to send in some nifty stories that you've, experiences that you've had, I'd be interested in it, man. We'll give it a shot, see what
You're
happens.
gonna get all sorts of fucking dick pics.
I swear to God, I will fucking come after you.
All right, guys.
Come after
all
you.
your dick pics to
You just ruined it for yourself. But I will say this, check out our Patreon. Seriously, you guys need to check out our Patreon. You pay $5 a month. You guys get all the uncut video of our shows that we are going to be posting on our Patreon every week, which
like
means
this bullshit right here.
Yeah, right here. And the thing is, we're recording this, but this will be available.
Oh, yeah, you guys missed a lot of
Weeks ahead.
content if you're just on the podcast.
Oh yeah, so seriously, because there'll be stuff in here there's stuff in the video that's not in our recording right here. So I'm telling you guys, check out our Patreon. It's $5 a month, and you get to check out all of our little past episodes that we've done on video, plus our live at the 1781 Brewery, the whole video of that. Who's hot? That was random. What the fuck? Also, check out the Deluxe Edition Network and all the podcasts out there. Unbelievable. But seriously,
It is unbelievable.
yeah. Seriously, check
You
out.
son of a bitch.
It is. Anyways,
right.
anyways,
right.
guys, we will see you all later.
Bye-bye.
No, you won't.
Oh, oh,
Oh, fuck off.
oh. Okay. Hey guys, thank you for listening to our episode in our season 3 of Barrel Age Flicks. If you like our show, please leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Guys, this helps out enormously. Give us a follow on Instagram at Barrel Age Flicks Podcast. If you would like to send us a special film request, please contact us via Instagram and we will give you a personal shout out on the show. We are also on Facebook and Twitter. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Audible, Pocket Cast, Spotify, CastBox, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. Special thanks to Carl Casey at White Bat Audio on YouTube for his awesome music. This guy fucking rocks. Check him out. Want to give a shout out to Sammy, one of our guest hosts on the show, who does our amazing album artwork. Thank you, Sammy. Our podcast only exists because of listeners like you. To find other great shows, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. Hope you join us for our next episode. Later, guys.